Alright, so during this video right here, we are going to review the Jo forms within the Zenshin Aikijitsu system, as well as the 5 basic Bokken forms, and that will be done singularly. They do have 2-person interpretations, but we will not be doing that today. I am going to start with the 5 Bokken. And again, this is mainly review, so if anybody has any questions, feel free to put them in the comments below. But there'll be very little interpretation and discussion on them at this point. I will try to make sure that the video camera, I am placed the video camera in a different position than it normally is due to the shrinkage of mat space we have right at the moment. So anyway, I will try to run it in this direction. I'll put the camera back in the position that it normally is and see if I can get some from there. But regardless, let's look at the 5 basic Bokken techniques. So Bokken Sono Ich. Bokken Sono Ni. Bokken Sono San. Bokken Sono Shi. And Bokken Sono Go. So there are the 5 basic Bokken techniques that we have within the Zenshin Aikijitsu system. Let's look at those basic 5 Bokken techniques from this direction. So I will turn to the side. Bokken Sono Ich. Bokken Sono Ni. Bokken Sono San. Bokken Sono Shi. And Bokken Sono Go. There is Bokken Sono Ich, Ni, San, Shi, and Go for the basic Bokken technique. Now we begin with the basic Jo forms. Jo form number 1. Mawashite Kihon Waza Aikijitsu. At it from one more angle. Mawashite Kihon Waza Aikijitsu. Now let's see the second Jo form. Zenshin Aikijitsu Sonoichi. Zenshin Aikijitsu Sonoichi. Now we begin the third form in the Zenshin Aikijitsu system with the Jo, Zenshin Juni. Zenshin Juni. Fourth form in the Zenshin Aikijitsu system, Zenshin Jusichi. Zenshin Jusichi, fifth form with the Jo in the Zenshin Aikijitsu system, Zenshin Aikijitsu. Zenshin Aikijitsu. Lastly, the sixth form within the Zenshin Aikijitsu system with the Jo is the Saisho no Go. Zenshin Saisho no Go. Zenshin Aikijitsu, or I should say the Zenshin Karate for kids, have two forms, empty hand forms, that are rarely trained at this point. The Zenshin Kids Karate has completely been overshadowed by the Aikijitsu system that we now study. So these forms are very, very seldomly seen, let alone practiced. So I will, in the best ability that I can, attempt to do these two very basic, simple kata from an ancient and early stage of the Zenshin Aikijitsu system. The second basic kids karate Zenshin form is as such. So in the ways of single individual forms are concerned, Zenshin Aikijitsu was never designed for that in mind. It was always designed for an effective and useful and practical self-defense system, and it chose, by being directed from its founder, to not implement the conversion that karate went through to create a more passive or civilized version. Although the system is effective, it does not necessarily have to be fatal. So there was never a need or desire for the Zenshin Aikijitsu system to be transformed into what I would consider fluffy bunny version of a martial art. There is plenty of examples of techniques that are extremely effective even today that does not necessarily need to cause irreparable damage to anybody. All the damage that's caused by someone who has decided to violate the personal space of or to attack someone who's trained in the Zenshin Aikijitsu system, all of the damage that comes from that does not come from the person being attacked. It comes from the person who is attacking. They create their own harm and damage. So it's up to them to decide how much harm and damage they want to do to themselves. Although, as you've seen, there are a few individual single forms that can be trained. As well, all of our techniques can be done as a form of, you can make them into a form of kata or training by yourself if you choose to. But although we do, on occasion, require our students to implement these individual techniques by themselves, just so that we know that they understand and comprehend what's going on and they can do it without a person in front of them. But for the majority of the curriculum, it requires, and this is a very important part, it requires two people, physical contact, and at higher levels, an intent to do harm to your opponent, but not in a mean way. You have to, you can't just stand there and do a technique, boom, 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 and it's done and it works. There has to be some sort of aggression that comes from the uke to, one, make it realistic, but to two, the second part is so that it does create the momentum that we use against them. So this could be difficult to train. The entire system could be pretty difficult to train in a realistic manner, a practical, realistic manner in which it was designed to be trained, if there was only one person doing a form-like version of what we do for real.